Yes, it is. I think I'm bowling with Eddie Trunk and Nuno Betancourt, and they better be on their toes. Some memories? Well, first of all, my first memory is buying the Heaven and Hell album and thinking that there was no way that there could be a Black Sabbath without Ozzy that I was going to like, and being completely wrong. There was a Black Sabbath without Ozzy that I absolutely loved, and that stood up with the best work of Sabbath previously. And then I enjoyed all Mob Rule is one of my favorite songs and records of all time. His solo work I just loved. And I got to meet him, later on when I was an Audio Slave, and we got to spend a little bit of time together. And he was always a gentleman. He was always a very, he accepted praise with humility, and he always stood up for hard rock and heavy metal in a very unapologetic way. And I always appreciated that.
Coming up for the year with music.
I'm making a big rock record that I can't tell you too much about. What's that?
We'll talk about it closer to that.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, man.
Next with not only Jim Wilson and Pearl, but what is it about the guy?
Tell us a memory you have with Dio.
Well, one of the first meetings with Ronnie was about 1987. He had a foundation called Children of the Night, which was a charity as well as a shelter that they built in Los Angeles to shelter and to house runaway kids, troubled kids. Because clearly, especially back in the day, heavy metal was so influential with teenagers and stuff. And there were a lot of kids running away coming to Hollywood thinking they were going to escape from their troubled childhoods and stuff like that, thinking they could actually make something of themselves in Los Angeles. So they would end up here. And I guess Ronnie saw that was becoming an epidemic and started this Children of the Night Foundation, which we actually started together with a big benefit concert. And that was the first time I think I met him. I might have met him before that, but it literally was only 2 years into my career with Yngwie. And he was always so respectful, so humble, and so modest, even to somebody like myself who was basically just starting. And I knew him through the years, and he was always the same person. That's what I loved about Ronnie, aside of the fact that he's one of the greatest singers of all time. Sorry? They're still going. They kind of scaled it down, but after I did the first run with them, I realized it's not really for me to continue. I kind of had a few other things that I wanted to say musically than to be touring with a tribute band. So I did it. It was fun, but I kind of had to move on from there.
Where can we see you on tour this year?
Sorry?
Where can we see you this year playing?
Working with?
Where can we see you doing shows?
Oh, yeah. I continue to tour every year with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And a new album just came out this week, my band Soto. We just named the band Soto. The CD's out as of this week, and it's doing well. I've got U.S. presence finally with an album. I haven't had that in years, so hopefully that means I'll be able to tour the U.S. as well. Awesome.
What year is this for you for Rock and Roll?
Third year.
How'd you do last year?
Sorry?
How was your game last year?
Really bad. Ever since I broke my leg, not so good anymore because I keep worrying about my leg. Other than that, I love sports. I'm a sports guy, as was Ronnie Dio. Believe it or not, I used to have conversations about the Yankees with Ronnie Dio.
Now, you and Dio work together? Tell us some memories you have there.
Say again?
Of working with Dio. Any memories?
Ronnie was one of the best singers that I ever worked with in the studio. A guy who could do everything in basically one take. Perfect pitch, with feel and passion, always heartfelt. It was an honor to work with him. I never get over that he died. Didn't deserve that. One of the greats of all time.
What do you think of the whole weekend they're doing in honor of him? The whole weekend of events they're doing to tribute.
I think the turnout tonight speaks for Ronnie and what he's watching from heaven, and all the good that it's doing for other people. Ronnie couldn't be saved, but maybe somebody here could be. That's the blessing of this.
What are you working on this year?
I'm actually writing my book right now, and I have a couple of more concept records. And my article in Guitar Player magazine came out today.
Thanks, Bob.